Hey everyone, welcome back to the Chessyard. This is Dehrebagga, and I'll be playing the 5 minute blitz today on Lead Chess. So, yeah, let's get started. We are playing as white here. We'll try to play the queen's pawn opening and convert it into London system, trying to take control of the center, getting the bishop out first. And now he opens up the c file. He's trying to open that up. So, let's strengthen our pawn structure first. He's giving bishop for exchange. I don't want to. So placing the knight in between. He captures. We can also capture back from the c file. Looks good. Okay, I don't want to capture the knight because if I do, his pawn structure gets better. Now that everything is blocked, there's a tactic here. If I remember it correctly, I have to capture the pawn and then I can capture the bishop. Yes. Now I can capture the bishop after it takes with no problem whatsoever. So we gain a pawn, we spoil his castling. Now we have to capture the knight and take back the bishop on e5, attacking the knight. He can give a check or develop the queen on b6, that would be good for him. The idea of capturing the bishop is then we can develop our queen on h5, start giving some checks. Yes, he does. I expected, so we'll develop the knight in the process. Now he's trying to capture on the b2 pawn, which we can stop by moving the rook. We'll try to castle on the king side in the next move, which he can protect by moving the bishop on b5. The diagonal is controlled. I cannot, of course, take the bishop because it's pinned by the queen. He didn't do that, so yeah, good chance to castle. Now there's no pin. Now we'll continue with our plan of capturing the knight. And then the queen goes to h5 and start taking some pawns over there, create some weaknesses. The knight can all anytime hop in over there. For now, I think we can push the queen back if required, but doesn't matter. It's controlled, so let's capture. Here we go. Let's go a bit forward. We can give a check from here and take the rook. To avoid that, he has to get the other rook now. Yes, he does. And now we have the knight, where we can hop into our any of the active squares and then probably create some attack. Okay, nothing bothers here much. Queen is completely safe on h4 here. He can align the rooks, but won't be of much use. Knight is coming to f4 in the next, attacking the rook as well as defending the g2. The diagonal also controls that. Okay, good time to attack the rook here. He saves the rook, but that doesn't stop us from moving the rook ahead, creating some pressure on the f6. He has to line the rooks. That's what his thing can be. The queen is completely out of the picture. As I said, he has to. He does. He just move a pawn forward. The f4 is coming up next. Pawn chain looks fine. Okay, now he gets his queen into action. And let's try and push the rook behind. He goes forward rather, as he could afford to. Queen still sits fine on h3. Get the queen a bit more back and then push. This rook alignment is very tough to handle. Um, Need to find an attack. Let's take the other rook and then attack. Or okay, so now I'll move the pawn forward, which is completely fine. We can first create the space and take the queen from the other side. Maybe we have anyways got two defenders. The knight is protecting the g3, so all is safe. If he has to take advantage, I think if his king comes on g6, the knight is in trouble, which of course he hasn't seen it so far. Now here I can actually have to make some space. So if I break this, he takes, and I'll not take, but I'll try to exchange the rook over there. That should be helpful. If he doesn't, I take, and then the d5 can be in trouble if he takes with the. Okay, he takes. Now the idea is to exchange one of the rooks. That will release some pressure. Also, a check is coming. Yes. So check makes sense here. The knight is hanging. Shall I save the knight first? Let's wait. Let's give a check first. Attack, attack, check. Where does he go? He has to come. He can come over here. Where does the knight go? There's no follow up. Yep, knight is trapped. Looks like at least. And since it's trapped, we cannot save this actually. Let's try to do something. He takes, we take, and then take the pawn with the queen. Is there some mate happening? Some tactic? Nope. Queen comes in between, which is sad. Now we need to find the other diagonal, which is from here. Meanwhile, he enters our territory, moving the king on the corner. He exchanges the queens. Good for him. And we are losing this game now. Let's try to push the d pawn forward, which he blocks. Let's try to give a check and take the pawn, which he again stops. So he's playing good. He played good, so he deserves to win. He takes the free pawn. We'll try to capture the pawn back. And in the process, we can exchange the rooks. Nope. Let's see if we can contain the situation and still win on time somehow. There has to be a way around. He's trying to stop everything at the moment. Oh, the edge pawn is free. Edge pawn. pawn. Queen comes. I can win it from here. Gives the check. We go up. Check. We go up. Okay. Take the pawn. Go behind. And now what? We keep taking up everything. Yeah, we won on time, as was the position. So yeah, time pressure here. I played bad though. I can see multiple weaknesses there, but he didn't capitalize on my mistakes. The game was fine here. Neutral situation. I had to develop the bishop. Either I went for the knight move first, took back with the correct pawn, and then the bishop. Why is this a bad move? Oh, because I was not protecting my king first. Got it. I had to first develop the knight and then do the tactic, which is okay. I did this first. He takes, and I take the bishop. I have now gained a slight advantage here, which increases further. I didn't have to take it. Okay, I have to protect my bishop pair. But I took the knight. The bishop comes on the good square. 1.4, 1.6 is what Indian is saying we are ahead. He gives a check. We protect with the knight. So it was a good opening to middle game transition so far. Here it's saying you can castle or anything is fine. So this move was also fine. Not much advantages though. And then we castle 1.9 ahead, 2 ahead. So good enough. Capture the knight is what they say after 2.9. Oh, nice. I capture. He takes back with the pawn. We are 2.8 again ahead. Give a check. I missed something, I'm sure for that. But don't know what exactly. Okay, yeah, knight move. Then I had to keep it on h4, the same place I kept. Then I had to, yeah, the knight move was also fine. Attacking the rook, he moves here. Okay, here I had to leave the pawn and attack the bishop. So he has to move his bishop, and as soon as the bishop gets away, we can give a check, and then we have two players actually attacking. The rook from the c file, and the queen is also here. The knight is also in the action, so multiple attacks towards the king is what I missed here. Rather, I moved my knight, and he aligns. After this, also I can move c1. So c1 was completely missed actually. That's the biggest mistake. Here also 4.1. Moving this pawn on again f file wasn't good. Let's queen. It had to break. I did. I had to first give a check, which I didn't. That was the problem. But still, I'm ahead. After this, yeah, here I was evaluating. I remember correctly that I was thinking that the rook is hanging, the knight is hanging. So shall I save or first go for the check? Had I first saved it, then irrespective of the fact whatever he does, I'm in a stable position at least, and my knight gets a retrieval square. So I miss the retrieval square, and then I can probably exchange the bishop in the next move. And I can give a check if he doesn't save the pawn on h file. So things would have been better. I missed this part for sure, and I went for the pawn capture instead. He defends with the bishop. Again, I didn't find the right retrieval square, due to which computer is again giving it to the advantage of black here, that he can move and trap the knight probably. Computer is saying move the pawn forward and save the knight, but what if he captures? Oh, we can capture and give away two pieces and take the queen. And after he takes, we are left with a queen and a rook. He has got two rooks and a bishop. And yeah, white should be good enough to win here, especially looking at the activity of queen. His rooks are behind his own pawn, so are not active much. This could have been a good line for white, which I missed, of course. Here I take, he takes, and now he's in advantage as we can see 2.3.5. The game completely shifted by this bad move of not able to finding the good square here for the knight because there was rook on f4. After this, we take exchange. Computer suggesting take the queen. Rather, I went here with the idea of capturing the pawn. Maybe he takes on the pawn. I move backwards. He's giving queen exchange, so I did another option. Trying to make sure the rook is lined up. Some pressure. Not giving away the rook was one of the plans because I wanted to try and win on the time because I was losing on the position for sure. So never give up. As I say, never resign. Even if you are losing a piece, you can make a comeback on time at least. That's what I tried to do here. Again, just troubling him with my rook moves, not giving it away. And then I started realize that h pawn is free, and his rook is also trapped, defending the pawns. So I started moving the pawns forward. He didn't realize the threat much, and this was a blunder. He had to actually go on the last rank, and then try to save it. But even if he would have, my idea was to go over here, and then I can probably exchange one of the pieces. If he tries to defend, yeah, then I can't do much because if I go here, he takes and he's okay. So he didn't realize this move, he didn't find this move, and then I promote to queen, and then just trying to make sure the king is running and not being trapped anywhere. Kept moving the king to the extreme side, making sure there is no ending checks happening eventually. Yeah, here was the last move of the game, and he lost on time, and it was 10.4 in the favor of white because he missed the move, just like I did in the middle. So, as I always say, the opponent is also a computer, not a computer and a human. So you can bank on his mistakes as well. Of course, you don't plan and prepare as per the human mistakes, but things like these can happen, and try to take advantage on time, if not the position, eventually. So yeah, I hope something to learn from this game. The attack and the opening was pretty nice. The tactic was nice. Though I can improve that by first developing the knight here and then going for the tactic. Knight comes here and he tries to push the bishop. Then also we can proceed with this. No, we can't because the bishop is not protected. So we have to then also first go for the bishop exchange. If he takes with the pawn, trying to maintain the good solid pawn structure, then we can go for this. No, again, I didn't save it. Sorry. And then we can, if he misses again. Yes, here, computer suggesting take so that you get a pawn extra. If he takes the pawn, we castle. The bishop is active. His pawns are not going to advance further because of the bishop so far. If he moves his bishop back, we can first threaten the rook and then probably go for the attack on the knight. So yeah, this was one nice thing here. Then proceeding after the tactic as well, taking away the pieces, going for exchanges over here, trying to save the pawn. Pawns are always important. After the pieces, try to create pressure on the king side with an attack with multiple pieces. Now here again, I missed the move c1. If had played c1, then the game is pretty much in the favor of white because he has to protect it somehow, the bishop, or get his rook alignment weak, and then we can proceed with our plans. So yeah, I hope you like the video. Please do let us know your comments, and yeah, keep watching and sharing. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.